Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome again to another edition of the Roundtable Conversation on Fortify City TV. July 18, 2024. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, folks in Radio Land and our dynamic viewers online. Please share, please share the live. This is the roundtable on Fortify City TV. The roundtable conversation comes out every Tuesday and Thursday on Fortify City TV online platform and relay live by our sister radio stations in Liberia. The J Radio in Grand Bassa, the Voice of Plebo in Maryland, and the Liberty Radio station in Muskerado County. Today, we'll be discussing on Article 54, 55, and 56 of our 1986 Constitution. So let me welcome our journalist there in studio. It is from J. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm from Maryland County.
Okay, Voice of Plebo, Maryland
Yeah,
County.
yeah.
Okay, so folks in Maryland today again, welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Our folks that are watching online, our viewers, we say hats off to you. Welcome again to another conversation of the roundtable. Today we will be discussing our provisions in our 1986 constitutions that has to do with Article 54, Article 55, and Article 56. So there, Voice of Plebo. How is Plebo City this evening?
Yeah, Plymouth City is doing pretty well. Just that the weather is just cool. We are experiencing cool weather here.
Okay, thank you so much. Today I am Kwame Solomon, friend Kwame. I am chipping in for our regular host, Pastor Patience. So today we look forward for a wonderful conversation. We hope our panelists will join us very soon. Voice of Plebo, what are some of the training issues in Maryland County?
Well, as we speak currently, I think we had this issue of the outage of the power. There's no electricity now in the county. There was this concern I was raised by community members concerning about the electricity, on their meter distribution. That the fees being charged for the meter, that is, it is too exhibiting. That is, asking one person to pay $130 just for a meter. They are seeing it from the different side. That is, if you can do the analysis, if you can do analysis with other counties, do the analysis with Nima County. Nima County is paying different fees, while Montserrat is also paying different fee. But Maryland County is times three. Of the money being collected from people concerning meters. So that is the argument on ground. And people are raising eyebrows, on the situation. So there we stand so far.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know whether we can get any coverage from J, but as we wait for our panelists, Voice of Plebo, we are discussing the 1986 Constitution. There are provisions within the Constitution that we feel that are need to be amended. Last Tuesday, we talked about Article 54, 55, and 56. And today, we thought it wise again to come back to elaborate, to expand more. So if you are receiving any calls from your end, just let me know. Open the line. Just let me know, and then we will air them, and then they will give their view. So looking at Article 54, 55, and 56. We are sorry it is not on our screen, but Article 54 talks about the power given to the president to appoint Supreme Court judges, to appoint subordinate court judges, the justice of the peace. Talk about high-ranking officials within the military and what have you. So we are thinking on whether this provision should be amended or should it remain? So I don't know which of our panelists. Okay, I want to welcome Mr. Alex Chuchu Jones. Mr. Alex Chuchu Jones, welcome to the roundtable discussion.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Moses, how are you? Hello, you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jones. You are highly welcome. Folks, if you are watching online and you are listening in Radio Land, again, this is the Thursday edition of the Roundtable Conversation. Here we are discussing on 45 City TV. We have our sister radio stations that are relaying the live coverage, Abli J there in Grand Bassa and Voice of Plebo there in Plebo City, Maryland County. Today, we are privileged. I'm more privileged to chip in for Pastor Patient, who is the regular host of this conversation. Today, we hope to have our other panelists coming on the platform today. But again, today it's good to have you, Mr. Alex Jones. So, what are your thoughts for today? What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Picking back from last week's conversation um, about the power of the presidency and the need for constitutional reform. I think that discussion is resonating with the people. Lots of people from all over the country. I personally spoken to them, and they expressed their gratitude as everybody in the country just focus on elections and focus on support me to be this, support me to be that. I think we're doing a noble thing here by looking at our laws and doing work for the Liberian people, because it's only the Constitution that can make their lives better. If the Constitution protects them, is if the Constitution uh, is written in a way that the big people will not have all the power, and the regular people don't have no power, and will look like beggars to politicians. Your right to education and jobs and housing that not suddenly a politician want to give you. That's your right. It doesn't belong to the politician. It doesn't belong to the president. That you got to go beg the president. Oh, can't develop our country. Oh, can't help us with healthcare. The president not taking money out of your pocket. That's the country's money. That's the money from our forefathers decided to make this a republic. That was the agreement, that every county, every district will have equal opportunity. They will have equal access to resources. So they're not doing, no politician do you any favor by telling you, oh, I will do for you. You are doing the politician a favor because you are paying his bill. You're educating his children. When he gets sick, he goes, leave the country. You are paying for it. While in your own community, you get clean water. In your own community, your children are not going to school. So we have to change the constitution so that we make sure in the constitution that we're going to have now, going to make that clear, that you're not asking the president for favor or the legislature for favor. They're supposed to do that.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Alex Tutu Jones of the movement to make Liberia better. Again, if you are watching online, please share the live. Share the live. And again, to you, Mose, Dawo there in Grand Bassa, if you get any call coming in,
Maryland, Maryland.
and Maryland, sorry for that. In Plebo,
Mhm,
please let
mhm.
us know so that they can weigh in their thought on the conversation for today. So we'll go into our first question of the day. And Mostly, you can chip in if there is a need. We are still waiting for our other panelists. We hope that they join us soon. Again, this is the roundtable conversation on 45 City TV. Number one question to you, Mr. Alec Jones of Movement to Make Liberia Better. Article 54 talks about the president, giving the president the power to appoint the Supreme Court judge and the associate justices, and also giving the power to appoint judges of the subordinate courts, and also justice of the peace and high-ranking member of the military, coming down to all the local government officials. Now, my question is, do you think that this provision of the 1986 Constitution need to be amended?
Yes, it needs to be amended.
Why?
Well, because if you allow the president to appoint all the judges, all the military people, all the ministers, the deputy ministers, the assistant ministers, the commissioners, the justice of the peace, then the president may as well just be the king. The president then can do whatever he wants, or whenever he wants. And that's the reason why there's so much poverty in Liberia, because what the president is going to do, the president is going to put his friends, he's going to put only the people that who voted for him. He's gonna, he's gonna give all the positions to the people he like. So if Alex Jones, and I'm qualified to be finance minister or central bank governor, just because I'm not part of Unity Party, the Liberian people will be deprived. And we saw it over and over again. How many people in government are ineffective? How many people in government are not qualified? And what that happens, that trickles down. It trickles down now to the suffering of the people, because you don't have capable people there. You got party people there. Joe Town was the same thing. Ellington was the same thing. Walker Town is the same thing. So that's the issue. That's why I think those positions, especially the judiciary, again, when it comes to judging a case, if I'm against Walker and I have a case, and the man who Walker appointed to be the judge, and I'm talking against Walker every day, do you think I'm going to have a fair trial? No, I don't think so. So let the judge be elected by the people, and so the judge didn't do his job, the people were not voting again.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I will hold you there a little. Moses, if you have any caller coming, I want you to open the line in case if they want to weigh. Moses, do you think the provision of this constitution need to be amended?
Of course, this is the resounding messages that the people continue to look at. When you talk about the constitution amendment, there is a need for that constitution to be amended, because in my mind, the recent constitution that we're talking about here is that it was amended at the same time when the Liberian people came from war. That is those who also went to do the revision of the constitution were also still under pressure at that time. Imagine people who were still people who were still dictators, were at that time presiding over the country, handling every activities of the country. And of course, they selected certain personality that they trust, that they want to push their agenda, that they believe that they could change their minds, that they believe that could change certain things in their interest. And these people were elected, these people were selected to go on that revision of the constitution. And then when they were able to do what they were asked to do. So people at that time, when that constitution was amended, they did that under pressure. They did not did that, they did not amend the constitution at their way and pleasure. So I think there's a need that they still go back to the constitution for it to be amended, because many people have the Senate view about the tenure of the senator. Imagine senators staying 9 years in office when other people are still imagine they will also wait for 4 years to pass in the remaining 2 years before they will start to do other community engagement
Thank you so much.
and raising eyebrows on the entire community. Even at the level of the presidency, similar things happen. The representative as well. So there's a total need that the constitution should be amended, and the community people themselves are also calling and also crying similar cry that we the argument that we are trying to establish on this show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And for those that are watching online, there in Cotton Tree, Maggie County, thank you there at the Dabui Atai shop. I just get a signal, and the team there in Nuclear, the borough of Nuclear. I know you expect us to come up with the issue that happened 2 days ago, but again, we're going to get there. Let me go to Mr. Alex Jones. Mr. Alex Jones, Liberia is a democratic nation, and it is modeled after the United States Constitution. And there are other countries within a sub-region that the president do appoint the Supreme Court judge and the associate justices. How come now you are coming and say, "Oh, we need for us to scrap that from the presidency of Liberia"? You are muted.
Yes, I agree that we were modeled in some ways by the United States, not in all ways. So, for instance, in the United States, you have a union, okay, more of a federal system where in each state, just like it will be compared to a county, they elect their own governor, they elect their own secretary of state, they elect their own treasurer, they elect their own judges. It's only the federal judge that are appointed by the president. So if you want to even go, if you even want to do it the American way, we're still not doing it that way, because why are the local circuit court judges, which are the judges that are in the counties, right? Why are they still appointed by the president? That's one
Okay.
reason.
Okay, but Mr. Jones, Liberia is a unitary state, while United States is a federal state. A federal state has governors, right, that are ruling these subordinate states that report directly to central government. Now, if I actually get you right, the appointment of the Supreme Court judge and the associate justices, are you saying that we should remove it? We should remove that portion, or the president should appoint the Supreme Court judge and the associate justices, and then the subordinate court judges should be appointed or nominated by maybe the legislature, or by maybe or maybe they be elected?
Well, I'm saying no. I think everybody should be elected, because I don't think that in the other African countries that the judges are elected. Maybe there are 5 judges, the president can appoint one of them, and the rest of the people elected. Because you got to look to our problem. Our problem is the president having too much control and corruption. America has a lot of check and balances that they can get away with certain things that we can get away with. So to say that everything the American people do, we got to do the same thing, that's what we've been doing. We haven't gotten anywhere. So my proposal during the election was, in fact, we with the movement to make Liberia better, we came up with a whole new idea, and we said that for the Supreme Court, you should have 15 judges, each from one county, elected by the people. They will make up the Supreme Court, and then among them, they will vote for who they want to be the Supreme Court leader. That way, every county is represented. So you have 15-man court. We're the only people that are saying that. Okay, that way there's complete balance of power. You get it. Your county send one person to the Supreme Court. So that will help development in your county, because when cases come, cases of the budget, cases of resource allocation, you don't have anybody, from your county to judge that case. So our proposal, first of all, everybody should be elected. Now the president already appoints all of the cabinet ministers, all of the deputy cabinet ministers, all of the assistant cabinet ministers. The president appoint, all the commissioners in the country, investment commissioner, even down to the central bank governor, the deputy central bank governor, the president appoint them. Right. So why, when and the Constitution said you should have 3 equal branches, right? So if the judiciary is equal to the executive, then why is the executive the ones who are appointing to the judiciary? Doesn't make much sense. If you are equal, right, then why are you my own branch of government? Shouldn't I determine how it should be? Who should head it? If you are headed, you're putting people on the Supreme Court, then you may as well control. We are not equal, just like in the Senate, in the legislature, right? Each county send senators and representatives, and among those people, they elect their own head, the speaker, correct? That's equal. So the president, even when they do that, you see the problem we're having now. The president still won't control the legislature. The president wants to pass things. The president wants to bring yellow machine with all the approval, which is unconstitutional. So you see how we have a history of the president abusing power already. Then that case now may go to the Supreme Court. So the president can't win it. The president can go to the Supreme Court, and we saw with the case of the commissioners, the tenure position, right? It had to go all the way to the Supreme Court. And even when the Supreme Court ruled against the president, what the president did, the president still dismissed the people. So the new bill that we're forming is to try to clip the wings of the president and let the president focus on security, foreign relations, and the national economy.
Okay,
As far
thank you.
as local government judiciary, let the people decide.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jones. Again, if you are watching online, listening in Radio Land, this is the roundtable conversation here on 45 City TV. If you're watching live, please share the live. This is a fascinating topic today. We are discussing Article 54, 55, and 56, whether the power given to the president, that the president should appoint, even down to governors, down to local government. So we are coming to that before I get to Moses. Alex, I will still have you. But again, if you are in the background, you please pin our diaspora number on the screen so that people can see if they want to make a call. Again, voice of Plebo, if there's any call coming in, please let me know. Okay, Mr. Jones, before I go to Moses, few days ago, there were some rigmarole in the borough of Newtown. As you may recall, 2018 in September, the local government act was revisited and signed and came to become effective on November 23rd, 2018, under then President George Manuel Weah. It talked about nullification of the governorship. And quite recently, President Joseph Yuma Bouaka appointed Mr. John Tier in the borough of Newtown. And we see some rigmarole, and then folks are saying no, this it was nullified that the borough should then the heads should then submit names to the legislature where they will come to agreement, and then somebody is elected and sent to the president. But now we're seeing the contrary. Again, my question to you, Mr. Jones, do you think that the president need to come as far as appointing governors and local government officials?
I think if you ask me this question 100 times, I'll give the same answer. No. Nowhere in any developed country or any rich country, let's put it that way. The main reason why we created a state is for the people to benefit, for our country resources to be utilized, for our children to have a good upbringing, for them to get all the same things that the white people then get in the country. Okay? And to do that, people, if you don't have, for instance, if you live in Plebo, right? And you know what best goes on in your country, in your county. You know who the good people there, who the bad people there, who the corrupt people. You know all I want, more than somebody who live in Monrovia. Okay? And the president is in Monrovia, but yet he's sending somebody over you in Plebo, you know, or in Bikena. Okay? That's a disrespect to you. Where he's telling you that you don't know best. You get knowledge enough to elect him, but you don't get knowledge enough to elect your commissioner. You don't get knowledge enough to elect your mayor or your superintendent. It's an insult to the people. So everywhere you go around the world, whether you go to England, you go to Switzerland, you go to Norway, you go to, even in China, the local provinces, they have elections.
Moses.
Yes, sir.
Money is the problem, because Liberia, we just from war, and this issue of election, it comes with money. To be very honest, right? We saw the last election; it took a very long time before even NEC received their money. So the issue of election, I think that's what the framers, in their wisdom, in 1986, thought it wise, say, okay, let's give this portion to the president, while the issue of legislature and that of the presidency will be elected. Now, in Sierra Leone, in the Gambia, we have something how they call the JSC, the Judicial Supreme Council, that does the nomination and the appointment subsequently for subordinate judges, and that of the JPC. Now, to you, if you are opportune to give the message now to the people in Maryland County, what would be some of those proponents that you are going to come up with, so that at least the country can adjust, like what Mr. Jones is saying, to other countries in the sub-region?
Yeah, so firstly, I would like to begin with this idea, to support this idea that was made by Mr. Jones. He said that the issue of why should one claims to be equal branches of government, and the other one will tell a friend say, yeah man, I will have to appoint all of those who are working from your head to all of those who are also working in the local sector. I will agree with him. Now here is the issue in our simple Liberian way. How can you claim to be an owner of a house? You people build houses together, 3 houses, and the next man who is on the other side, send somebody to your owner land, say go and find place in another room there, go and take your owner room. It doesn't, in my mind, I think that or that man who is appointing somebody to go, or who is recommending somebody to go and be in that room, that person has the exclusive authority and more for that property for which he's recommending somebody to go in that room. So you're not sure the president has the exclusive power to appoint somebody at the level of the Supreme Court and other subordinate court. But again, the argument here is that the president, the people they are claiming to be owner of separate branches of government. That is, they has exclusive authority, in performing their responsibility. But again, the court, it is not an independent body. The court is highly being, supported by the president and his office. Now, to the issue of the issue of decentralization in administration, and of course at the level of the too much authority given to the president. The president authority that is giving him, in my mind, I think it is too much. For example, the local county should be able to decide. Like for example, Maryland County has 3 concessions companies now operating, two official, and the other one we are still yet to know the status. Now, the 2 that are here in the county can support the county and its citizens. That is to carry on other infrastructure development, to do other things without looking at central government. Imagine the county generate little resources, and of course the resources have to go back to national government cover before they will have to do a send back to the county account before other development project can go on. So there comes the issue of decentralization of government, and also the power of the presidency.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Moses. So, Moses, you can open the line.
The line is open. We have caller already on the line. We have caller already on the line.
You're coming.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
001. Thank you, Mr. Thomas calling. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Thank you for this program. You have made the program be coming on your radio. And thank God to the panel, Mr. June, for his brilliant idea he's going to push. They still get asked a question. For election, come with money. And looking at our economy, people are arguing that every election there should be money. And they are asking you, what would you say? And for me, on the issue of all people be elected, like for instance, I can remember at war, the president that keep the power in people, or the elect, the president, they had other council. Other council came together and elected someone among the people and they well knew that can do the work. That knew was presented to the president office. He was nominated there. And he did it. But on the contrary, you will thing I will say to the president, no protesting. If you do win, then a representative or someone will come there and need to him. And listen, oh, let me make you and appoint you. But I think it should be, even now, they have a council in Maryland County. I think that council can come together a comparison of all organizations. Those people can elect people that they think that they know in the country and say the name. Now, what the Jews said concerning the judges. If we want any judge to be in the Supreme Court, no council from all organizations, from all communities, will pick someone and say we need there, and that person will be better, and you'll be used. So you say money, the all kind of money. So for me, the council has been set up in all community. Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. May a point brief for other callers to come in.
Yeah,
okay, similar.
Yeah.
So let me just announce. Let me tell our caller that we are taking call 07766977767 Maryland South 07766977767. We are taking calls now. You can call us on the station number, and you hardly be accepted on the show. Yeah, people can go ahead.
So while we are waiting our calls again, this is the roundtable conversation here on 45 City TV. We come on every Tuesday and Thursdays. We have a lot of great panelists, legal luminaries coming to discuss the format of our Constitution. There are provisions within the Constitution that need to be amended so that the power can be equally distributed. There can be checks and balances and separation of power so that our country can move forward. Today, we are discussing Article 54, 55, and 56 that give the president the exclusive power to appoint Supreme Court judges and associate justices, and that of the JPC, subordinate courts, and even members of the high-ranking officials of the military. Mostly, do you have a call?
No.
Okay, Alex, Mr. Jones, for the movement to make Liberia better. There are other cases in post-war Liberia that the government had lost a lot of cases at the Supreme Court. Why is now you saying that there are going to be some override? I'll give you one issue in the case of Edwin Mavis Snow. The time the case went to the judiciary and Edwin Mavis Snow won that case. We will sit there and name a lot of cases that government had actually lost. What's about the issue of President George Weah government during the time of the brother Oliver DeLong? I mean, there are a lot of cases we can name here that the judiciary has been very outstanding. They have not succumbed to the executive. Why now you're talking about there should be election and we don't have money?
Okay, good. First and foremost, there's a common saying that says, even a broken clock is correct twice a day, right? So if the clock is on 1 o'clock and it's broken, tomorrow, some point tomorrow, 1 o'clock will come around. So that means that clock is correct at that 1 minute. So just because maybe a government someone may win a case against someone, that doesn't mean the system is good. There are many cases too that people have now won against the government. I can't recall any time in recent history for all the wrongs that the government has done, right? Violated people's rights, police beating people, right? Putting people in jail with all probable cause, okay? That where somebody have won or lost
We have a
against
caller.
the government.
Mr. Jones,
Okay,
we have a caller. Hello?
Hold on, Mr. Jones.
Hello? Okay, go ahead. You are live on WhatsApp. Please go ahead and make your point.
Very, very good to us.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I have problem with when you are doing it happening to the president and administration.
Mm-hmm.
Where only letting the whole children for everything all the struggle for either you see it or over the country. There's a lot of problem for the ability of the nation. So I think I want for you to happen that every time they let their own interest, their own mayor, and their own budget within all the countries. That would be good to us. You know, president pointing, or the city or everything.
All right, so you support the constitutional reform, right? All right, thank you. Okay, 07766977767. You can join us on the show if you can here in Maryland County. Those of you who are in, I think we have another caller. Hello. Wow.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, your name, where you come from?
Calling from inside.
Yeah, you have to move away from the radio. I'm getting feedback.
Okay.
Okay, he left the line. But anyways, we hope that you join us back, to make your point. For those of you because we saw people attempting, okay, the person is back on the line. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Your name, where you come from?
This is Thomas Warrior Jabo Ajani from Oleritan.
Go ahead, Chief.
Thank you for the discussion. Actually, for me, I support that idea that both of the positions must be put across.
Okay.
So, a constant problem for us. Somebody who don't know about the country, we just them from elsewhere, the training, activity, the training, as mayor, the things that we that living here, the people we know, that we ourselves stay online, vote for them. And when the person perform the next election, they will move on them, follow president, the rest of them,
okay.
Yeah, so me, I support it. I pray that it will happen.
Okay. Thank you very much. The next person, 07766977767. Mr. Jones, you are in speech.
Yeah, so sometimes, even if something is done correctly, that doesn't mean that one time makes the system right. Let me give you another example. In America, here, a lot of police
are coming. Please,
Okay,
1 minute. Hello?
Mr. Jones, you get
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, name where you come from?
There is Nippon Christian, and I do join you from Evil City, Maryland County.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Christian Nippon.
Anyway, I'm one of the antagonists.
Really?
When it comes to the issue of the constitutional reform, especially Article 54.
Okay.
And reason being is that those that created the constitution created by wisdom. And moreover, the president, as our chief in command of the armed forces abroad, does not do things naturally, but rather work in line with what elected officials, especially the Senate. So if you go through Article 54, he tells you that the president, carry appointment in consent with the Senate. So the reason why we elect senators from every time the two senators is that what means that will go to the president that will be nominated because the president will nominate. Those people that are being elected in the counties, they are able enough to know that the strength of that people for which they told them to get to the president. Then after the president, they carry it back to them. That effectively, they get the senator seat and carry on a scrutiny of the election.
Thank
so
you.
I think that one is better.
Thank you.
It's better. At least when people are working along with the president, then the president, if anything happens, I think punishably, you tell you the leader that brought man food this man got this why this why they you take the man from them. So that man is elected. You'll be like what? The senator.
Okay.
Power too. You got it.
Okay, so let me ask you, do you believe that the judiciary and of course the executive, the legislature, they are equal branches in government?
They work coordinatively. But three branches of government, they work coordinatively.
Somebody is a point.
Police. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, make your point.
You see the police work almost in two branches of government. If you even know. They work with the executive and what the judiciary. Are you aware?
Go ahead.
I'm telling you today. These are the people, they are there to carry out investigation. They create avenue for investigation through arrest.
Thank you.
Then they turn the case over.
Thank you.
So the preliminary investigation will be done by them. So you see the way to, coordinatively.
Okay.
So the executive, yes, they are a higher, position holder in government.
Thank you.
But it does not mean that the executive override the legislature or the judiciary.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for your input. Okay, so what to you, Mr. John? I think you have to conclude this speech before you forget.
No. I'm not frustrated because I like when people call.
Okay, the people. Someone is also back on the line. Hello.
Exactly.
Hello. Yeah.
How you doing? Good evening. How you doing?
I'm okay. Your name, where you come from?
Thank you. I'm Saint Jacob, and I do join you from Central Level.
Go ahead, Chief. Make your input.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the program. This is a good idea. But my mind has been through more, especially on the Supreme Court group. If you say we should elect them, my brother, the same thing that we not want for them to do, so they may happen. So, but the only thing is that for me, I agree for the years to be reduced.
Okay.
The tenure should be reduced. And another thing is that there were 5 persons at the time. We have 5 counties. For now, counties are more than 15, and all of the counties are not represented right now. So the only thing we need to do again, to look at the constitution, to look at the policies that were put into place, let them increase them. All of the counties should be represented. Let there be 15 in the Supreme Court. All of the counties are not represented, my brother. So I want for government to look in that direction. Thank you so much for the program.
Okay, so you call for constitutional reform.
Thank you.
All right. The next person on the line. Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay. Go ahead, Chief. Make your point.
My point is, thank you for this show.
Mm-hmm.
And so it will bring more idea to people. Let's try to vote any other person, even you chairman or you now chairman, let's try to vote them. It will bring more teachers in the county or in the district. If you're not voting for me, you're pointing for me, if you're pointing me, you can do anything as you're doing. So let's try to prove that in that way will be very fun for us.
All right.
So that's my point.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. So go ahead.
Why, Mr. Jones?
Okay.
I think Mr. Jones has to wait. Our lines are very busy. Mr. Jones, please.
The people must like me. So
yeah. Your name or you come from? Come again with your name? John Smith. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, my point has to do with the amendment of the constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The president appointing government official and that of the president. No, the constitution need to be amended because those people that the president appoint to do a necessary thing, for example, to just go by their own way.
Mm-hmm.
You see that John Brown led me because I've been in a struggle for him.
Mm-hmm.
Our singing battle cry and also doing a lot of things for him, so I need to do my own way. Yeah, so the president, the constitution, the constitution need to be amended and the constitution need to be changed.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think my people wanted the show. They want to take the show from you people today. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So 077-669-7767, 077-669-7767. Some of our regular callers, I know you already have our numbers. You can call us there and join us on the show. Yeah, this beautiful time. This is 45 City TV. And of course, the roundtable discussion, and the host is Mr. Solomon. I'm not seeing your last name though.
Yeah, Scott Kwame. That's it, Solomon. That's okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so if people can go ahead though, while we start with the course.
Okay, Mr. Jones, you was in flight.
Okay, so let's agree first. Yes, we're not saying that everything is bad in the Constitution. We're not saying that you can't work with 5 justices, or you can't work with 7, or you can't work with 2. Okay, what we're saying here that most of the things that in the Constitution currently is not working for the Liberian people. That's the main thing. Okay, and when you have a country for 177 years that is one of the poorest countries on the planet, in Africa, not even in the Western world, where there's no real law, security, law and order, where there's no resources for people, for the education system is broken. A lot of people, smart people in Liberia won't go to good colleges.
Okay,
hello. Yeah, name where you come from? Yeah, Mr. Domingo Che, DC. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay. Thank you for your program.
Mm-hmm.
If government knows maybe they don't have money, they can go for the president. They can put all the people needed to be voted for in the country. All the people can be there. So when you go for president, all the people that vote for them, there will be one.
Okay.
For me, I look at it because when I see it may have time to go for senator, time to for senator, or the one that it will have time. So there just be one way. I think person going move.
Okay.
So I want to be that it should be reform.
Okay. Constitutional reform.
Yeah.
And Dominico Chase, Dominico is saying that again the issue of the constitutional reform, the elections of the leadership, including those on the local county scene, the elections should also go together from the level of the county at the level of the presidency, the Senate, the representatives, so that there can be too many expenditure, in the electoral process. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Your name, where you come from?
This is Mr. Wesley calling you from the phone. Yeah.
Go ahead, Chief. Make your point.
Mama, thank you for your show. All the time your show is very good.
Okay.
The reform for the show you're talking about it is very good.
Okay.
It's better for all the high elections, even if it become a country for the high election for you. Because today, all the people that we elected that their interest they are looking for, are interest looking problem in the whole nation here. So we know our people that will also be doing the town mission in the book of them. Not by a friend or money.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your statement there. It is highly welcoming. Let me get. I think.
Yeah,
if
you
people
can
can
take
go.
two more calls. Yeah, you can take 2 more calls so that Mr. Jones can expand on some of the points the callers are making.
Okay. 07769 7767 07769 7767. You can join me on the show. This is the roundtable discussion, and of course, we are discussing the Constitution. And the argument here is that do you support the constitutional reform? That is, we should look at certain clauses in the Constitution and say, no, this one should be changed. This one should stand. This one should be changed. This one should be replaced. And what have you. So you can call if you want to be part of the discussion. I think we have somebody on the line already. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Your name, where you come from?
This is Jeremiah calling from the 4P.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chief.
Thank you for your program. I actually appreciate you.
Okay.
For the reform of the Constitution, as well as taking to be conclusive. Because these are the things that we take today. Election value or the presidential appointment. You know, they were about the president in our position. So, you don't know the president character, or you don't know the president. You don't know the president. You can't observe the president. Then they put it in the position. So I really want to tell you that program.
All right. Thank you so much. Another person is here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Your name, where you come from?
I'm Brother Lemio.
Go ahead, Brother Lemio. Make a point.
Okay. Yes, the Constitution needs to be amended. Those people that the president appoints a lot of things in the country and that the city. Yeah, the issue of the money. I think the election, the regular election, also good at that. Where the chairman will contest, the city mayor will contest, the city engineer, that of the rest of the people. So it will not be able to carry much expenditure.
Okay.
So thank you very much. That's my point.
All right. Thank you for your input. Studio is over to you there. You can we have another call though.
Yeah, take that last one.
I think
take that last one. Take that last one.
Yeah, you're the last caller so far. The line is very hard. Yeah.
Thank you for the show this week. You know, all the things we are discussing is fine. The only way You can have control over people sometimes for the election.
Okay.
You don't want
We love that caller. Okay, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Okay, so before you can come in, or before other people come back, there is this text message from Amwenu, a Thai shop in Nikutan. They just text and they are washing, and they say hats up to you. But
Thank
this
you.
question, they say you talked about overriding from the executive to the judiciary. How can they be uh, transparent in their judgment? But the other question to you is, to every profession, they're saying there are ethics and there are some professional standard. Do you think that our lawyers who went to school, do you think that they will bypass their ethical procedures and act in the contrary to what they were taught? That the first question
Yes.
from Amwenu Ataisha.
Oh, I mean, there are lawyers in jail for corruption, even in the United States. So that because somebody is a lawyer, that means they have ethics. That's why you have laws. There are presidents around the country. The French president, former president, he's in jail for corruption. Okay, Donald Trump was prosecuted, and so not because somebody is an old person or a young person or a lawyer or a farmer, that means the person is a good person. So the Constitution is what protects you, that in case the person is a bad person, that the law it will be fair. The same way the farmer is part of Liberia, he got the same right as the lawyer who's in Monrovia. But in our country, if you know too much book, then you get more power than if you're ordinary man. Okay, if you in government, then you get more power than a regular person. Everybody, according to our Constitution, every citizen is equal. Whether you live in America, you live in Ivory Coast, you live in Plibo, you live in Zedru, you got the same rights like any other Liberian. See, every county is equal. So if every county is equal, right? You got 15 counties. Then, if the president only is selecting people from certain county to go on the justice in the judiciary, do you think that is fair now to the rest of the counties that there's no representation? But yet they're charging you taxes, yet they're taking your resources. So to answer that question, yes, a lawyer can be corrupt. You know, a preacher can be corrupt. There are good preachers, there are bad preachers. A doctor can be corrupt. So the law is what protects all of us. But if that law was written in a way that it only favors the people in power, it only favors the president, then we have a problem. And that's the case in Liberia.
Okay, so we are sorry we lost Plibo. We are in the closing stages of our discussion for today. Again, this is the roundtable discussion on 45 City TV. We comes on every Tuesday and Thursday. We are discussing the Constitution. There are some clauses and provision in the Constitution that we are bringing out to you, the public, to you, our listeners, to see whether it should be reformed or should be amended. Today, about 80 to 90% of the callers that call today, we have overall almost like 12 to 10 to 11 callers. About 90% of them talking about how the Constitution need to be reformed. Again, Mr. Jones, another question from the intellectual forum there for Cotton Tree in Margibi County. They are talking about the superintendents and the developmental superintendents. They are saying that every election has consequences. That is, if somebody say, I will say for you or support you, at the end of the day, the Constitution back the president to appoint a superintendent or a developmental superintendent or a mayor or whatever within that locality. They are saying, ask Mr. Jones whether Liberia should operate in utopia other than other countries in the region. Why would it be a problem that if the president appoint superintendents?
Okay, so very good question. One, Liberia is not operating in a utopia. There's a lot of precedences, right? In fact, there are countries without constitution. The United Kingdom doesn't have a constitution. Okay, New Zealand doesn't have a constitution. Canada doesn't have a written constitution. Sweden, Israel. So if I came out and say, let's just go to the court instead of writing a law because things change all the time, right? And the judges will judge the case based on precedent, but we don't need a written law. So each election will determine what we need to do. Would I be unprecedented? No. Israel don't have a written constitution. So as far as appointing regional superintendents and regional counties official, in fact, the precedent is that most places in the world, those places are elected position. Even in Africa, many parts, in Nigeria, for example, okay, I think they got 26 states, if I'm not mistaken, and they elect the governor. All right, even in unitary countries around Africa, around the world, the provinces they elect their officials. So it's not unprecedented.
Okay, in your closing, because we are just 2 minutes away from our closing time. In your closing, what are some of the recommendations? Because there are folks that are listening, there are people watching online. What do you think is your recommendation in this article 54, 55, and 56? Mind you, we did not talk about the military because you agree that the president should be the one that will appoint officials of the military. So we leave that out. But for the subordinate judges and the JPC and the local government official, what are some of your recommendations and proposal you think we can come up with Article 1, giving power to the people to give it to our legislature so that we can come up with this?
Okay, so thank you again for having the show. It's always a pleasure. I like to get feedback from the callers. So thank you. All your questions were very great. A lot of our politicians don't want to interact with the people once they put you in the office. So to me, one of the things I enjoy the most. Ask me tough questions, criticize me. If I want to be a leader, I should be able to listen to the people. So, and the people already show up today and participate and ask good questions. In fact, one of the questions are how to pay for the election. They already answered that question. You have election every 6 years. When you have an election every 6 years, you just put the mayor and the superintendent on the ballot and the judges. So it will cost us nothing more substantial than to do it that way. So somebody answered that question already. Very smart people. So my final recommendation is the first challenge we have is once somebody is elected, it's not in the interest to change the constitution again. So if I have a lot of power already, I'm the president. Why would I want to take away my own power? Okay. Nowhere around the world, people taking away their own power because human beings are just people who want more power. But because our constitution allows the people to say that the constitution was written for them, the country is for them, by them. That's what we want to demand, that the country change, because most of those people it's not working for them. I don't think there was a single caller today that said, everything is great. I'm happy with the constitution. My life is great. And so changing constitution, it happens all the time. In fact, most of the constitutions in Africa was revised or amended in the last 10, 20 years. They're all new constitution. I give me an example. In fact, not even Africa, Thailand, the constitution reform 2017, Ivory Coast 2016, all right, Zambia 2016, Nepal 2015, so Egypt 2014,
Yeah.
so Zimbabwe 2013. Okay, so this is not unprecedented. It happens all the time. It's either done by amendment, what you call it,
Referendum.
referendum, or it can happen by constitutional reform. But the people in power, they're not going to do it, so we have to do it. So we hope you'll give us the support, the good people here who take the time. Some of the brilliant lawyers and legal scholars, they are telling you that we need to do this to move forward. So please support it when it comes in time for that. We reach that stage. And once you're supported, the government can do nothing about it. They have to follow the way of the people.
Okay, the government cannot do anything. They have to follow the way of the people. That was the voice of Mr. Alex Chuchu Jones, the leader for Make making Liberia better. Thank you today for your analysis. It was very insightful. Folks are reacting and saying that today is an extra one. Folks in Radio Land, thank you for joining us, and our dynamic viewers. We will be here next week on Tuesday. We are hopeful our host will be here, and our other panelists, the likes of Justice Johnny and the likes of Honorable Wolo Colley, the likes of Councillor Cannibal, and the likes of Dr. Gompu, and we are to have two important guests coming on the show. Guest panelists will be coming on the show on Tuesday. So do not afford to miss it on Tuesday, the same time, on the same platform. Thank you today for having us. It was a wonderful conversation. Thank you, Mr. Jones. We hope to see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, our radio station, Abli and Force of Plebo. Thank you so much. Until we see you again next Tuesday. Thank you so much. Studio, you can take it from me.